Shadows of regret. A Quartermain reckoning in the neon glow of Atlantic City, in the glittering underbelly of Port Charles, where secrets fester like untreated wounds and family ties twist into nooses. The Quartermains have always danced on the edge of oblivion. But when death's cold hand claims Monica Quartermain, one of their unyielding pillars, the fragile web of loyalty and betrayal unravels with ferocious speed. Whispers of scandal ripple through the opulent halls of the Quartermain mansion, but none cut deeper than the ghosts of the past. Enter Brooke Lynn Quartermain, the fiery songbird with a heart armored in sarcasm, armed with a tip from the enigmatic Lulu Spencer. Her grandfather Luke, that rogue charmer of yesteryear, once held court in the sin-soaked casinos of Atlantic City. There, amid the clatter of chips and the haze of desperation, Tracy Quartermain, the family's venomous matriarch, might be hiding from the one event she can't outrun: Monica's funeral. The decision ignites like a spark in dry tinder. Brooke Lynn, her eyes flashing with the unquenchable fire of youth, rallies her father, Ned Quartermain, the silver-tongued statesman whose polished exterior conceals a labyrinth of remorse. They board a private jet slicing through the twilight sky, leaving behind the somber preparations in Port Charles for a high-stakes hunt in the City of Lights and Lies. As the engines hum a lullaby of urgency, the cabin becomes a confessional booth suspended in the clouds. Ned, his face etched with the fine lines of a life spent navigating corporate wars and marital minefields, clears his throat. The words tumble out like contraband: an affair, decades old, with Monica herself. A stolen summer of passion amid the Quartermain Empire's endless power plays, a betrayal that shattered alliances and birthed enduring shadows. Brooke Lynn doesn't flinch. Her lips curve into a knowing half-smile, the kind that says she's inherited more than just her mother's vocal cords. "Dad," she drawls, her voice a velvet blade, "I've known about you and Aunt Monica since I was old enough to eavesdrop on Aunt Tracy's rants." It's not news, it's just another thread in the Quartermain tapestry. The revelation hangs between them, not as a bomb but as a bridge. What follows is a raw, windswept dialogue that peels back the family's fractured soul. Ned speaks of motivations as tangled as briar thorns, Tracy's icy ambition masking a terror of vulnerability, Monica's quiet steel forged in the fires of loss, his own regrets like anchors dragging him toward redemption. "We Quartermains," he muses, staring out at the darkening horizon, "we build empires on sand." No regrets? That's a luxury for fools. But living with them? That's the real gamble. Their plane touches down in Atlantic City as the boardwalk pulses with nocturnal fever. The air is thick with salt-kissed brine and the metallic tang of fortune's wheel, a siren call to the broken and the bold. The casino looms like a gilded colossus, its facade a riot of flashing neon promising escape in every spin and shuffle. Inside, the symphony of chaos reigns. Roulette wheels whispering fates, slot machines vomiting coins like false prophets, laughter mingling with muffled sobs. And there, in a velvet-draped alcove reserved for the high rollers who court ruin, sits Tracy Quartermain. She's a vision of defiant decay, hair swept into a chignon that defies the humidity, her emerald gown clinging like a second skin, a half-empty martini glass sweating diamonds onto the baize table. Her eyes, sharp as shattered glass, betray the storm within. Grief for Monica, that rare soul who pierced her armor, now twisted into a bender of blackjack and bourbon. She's chasing oblivion, one card at a time, as if the dealer's indifferent gaze could erase the finality of a coffin. The intrusion comes like a thunderclap. Lois Cerullo, the Brooklyn bombshell with a voice like molten honey and a heart unscarred by Quartermaine frost, sweeps into the private salon. Once Ned's wife, now a spectral ally in this familial siege, she perches on the stool beside Tracy, her presence a warm counterpoint to the room's chill artifice. "Tracy, darling," Lois begins, her tone laced with the unflinching candor of old friends who've weathered betrayals. "Ned didn't send me to drag you kicking and screaming. But he asked, and damn if I don't owe that man a favor or 12. Tracy's laugh is a brittle shard, her hand trembling as she signals for another hit. "Lois, spare me the Hallmark intervention." Monica's gone, poof, like so many before her. Funerals? They're just costume parties for the survivors, trotting out eulogies laced with hypocrisy. But Lois leans in, her dark eyes locking onto Tracy with the ferocity of a spotlight on a stage. She paints the picture without mercy. The empty pews in Port Charles waiting for the woman who could command a room with a single arched brow, the daughter-in-law turned rival turned ghost who deserved a send-off worthy of her grace. "You'll regret it, Tracy." "Not going." "Not saying goodbye on your terms." "I've seen regret, it doesn't fade with the sunrise. It festers, turns you into a stranger to yourself." The words land like velvet-wrapped punches, stirring the embers of Tracy's buried tenderness. For a heartbeat, the Ice Queen cracks, her voice a whisper. "She was the only one who saw through me. The only one who stayed." Fate, ever the cruel puppeteer, delivers Ned at that precise fracture. He materializes in the doorway, his tailored suit rumpled from the flight, exuding the quiet authority of a man who's brokered peace in boardrooms bloodier than battlefields. With a nod to Lois, she's on the promenade, waiting. "Go easy on her. Brooklyn's got my fire but none of my filters." He claims the seat Lois vacates, the air between him and Tracy crackling with the electricity of shared history. Siblings in dysfunction, partners in plunder, they've clashed and conspired through decades of Quartermaine mayhem. "Tracy," Ned says, his voice low and resonant, like a cello in a cathedral, "this isn't about arrangements or obligations. It's about us. The family you built, brick by treacherous brick." Monica held it together when the rest of us were too busy tearing it down. "Bury her without you?" "That's not closure, that's amputation." Tracy's retort is a whip crack. "I'm done burying, Ned. Done with the tears, the toasts, the toxic reunions. Let the vultures pick over the corpse." But Ned presses, his words weaving a tapestry of memory. Their mother's fierce love, Monica's steady hand during the ELQ coups, the unspoken pact that bound them through scandals that would fell lesser clans. He evokes the girl Tracy once was, before ambition armored her heart, the sister who laughed in the face of loss. The casino's din fades to a distant roar, the table their confessional. Tracy's resolve frays, thread by silken thread, until her gaze falls to the cards splayed before her. A stubborn 17 staring back like a dare from the abyss. One last bet, she declares, her voice a husky challenge, the gambler in her rising like a phoenix from the ashes of defeat. Blackjack. If I win, I'll board that plane with you. Drag my sorry self back to Port Charles and face the music. Lose? You leave me to my ghosts. Ned's nod is solemn, a pact sealed in the currency of risk. The dealer, a stoic sentinel with hands like clockwork, awaits her command. Hit me, Tracy breathes, the words an incantation against the void. The card flips, a queen of hearts, blood red and regal. 21. The table erupts in murmurs, but for Tracy, it's Armageddon averted, a fragile victory snatched from despair's jaws. She rises, unsteady but unbroken, looping her arm through Ned's. To Monica, she toasts with the dregs of her drink. And to not regretting a damn thing. Miles away, where the boardwalk kisses the Atlantic's restless foam, another drama unfolds in softer hues. Lois finds Brooke Lynn leaning against a weathered railing, her silhouette a study in guarded poise amid the carnival whirl of cotton candy vendors and arcade sirens. The younger woman's arms are crossed like barriers, her mind a whirlwind of paternal confessions and maternal absences. Lois approaches with the stealth of a diplomat, a fluffy cloud of pink spun sugar in hand, innocent contraband from a nearby stall, its sweetness a rebuke to the salt of their shared wounds. Peace offering, Lois says, extending it with a wink that crinkles the corners of her eyes. From the Queen of Carbs herself. One bite won't kill you, kiddo. Might even sweeten that Quartermain sourpuss. Brooke Lynn's initial rebuff is automatic, a reflex honed by years of letdowns. Mom, I'm not 5. And this isn't some midway fix for everything we've sidestepped. The word, Mom, lands like a skipped stone, rippling across the chasm between them, decades of Lois's nomadic dreams clashing with Brooke Lynn's anchored heart, a daughter left to navigate the Quartermain maelstrom alone. But Lois doesn't retreat, she tears off a tuft and pops it in her mouth, the sugar dissolving into a fleeting bliss. Fair enough. But talk to me, Brookie. About the flight, about your dad spilling his guts. About why you're out here staring at the waves like they owe you answers. The promenade becomes their unlikely confessional, the oceans roar a conspirator in their truths. Brooke Lynn unspools her fears, the weight of legacy, the terror of repeating cycles of infidelity and isolation, the ache for a mother who chose spotlights over storytime. Lois listens, her responses laced with hard-won wisdom, tales of her own youthful follies in the music world, the sting of Ned's wandering eye, the quiet victories of choosing presence over perfection. Laughter bubbles up unexpectedly, a shared memory of Brooke Lynn's disastrous first singing gig, Lois coaching from the wings like a guardian angel with a megaphone. The tension, that invisible tourniquet, loosens its grip. Brooke Lynn accepts the cotton candy, the first bite a surrender to sweetness, sticky and unapologetic. Okay, she concedes, a grin breaking through, it's not half bad. Kinda like us, messy, but worth the stickiness. As the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in bruises of purple and gold, the pieces of this fractured family begin to realign. Tracy and Ned emerge from the casino's maw, her hand still on his arm, a tentative alliance forged in fortune's fire. Lois and Brooke Lynn, arms linked against the evening chill, wander back toward reunion. In Port Charles, the funeral looms not as an end, but as a crucible, where regrets might finally burn away, leaving room for the raw, redemptive pulse of blood ties. Yet in the soap opera swirl of General Hospital, no resolution is final. Every dawn births a dozen dilemmas. Spoilers whisper of deeper fissures ahead. Will Tracy's return unearth long-buried ELQ secrets that threaten to topple the empire? Can Lois and Brooke Lynn's promenade thaw evolve into the unbreakable bond they've both craved, or will old resentments resurface like tides? And as Luke Spencer's shadowy history unspools further, courtesy of Lulu's revelations, how many more ghosts will the Quartermaines have to exorcise? Tune in, dear viewers, for the drama unfolds with the relentless rhythm of a heartbeat, fierce, flawed, and utterly addictive. In the world of Port Charles, regret isn't a destination, it's the fuel that keeps the fire roaring. Word count: 1,728, character count: 9,856.